Hi, my name is Sharon and welcome back to Share a Little. Today I thought I would share with you guys some of the most confident boosting plants. And by that, I don't just mean easy care plants because there's a lot of easy care plants that even though they're very easy to care for, but they are very slow growers. So you don't see that immediate effect, which for a lot of time for some of the beginner, it could be not necessarily discouraging, but it's always nice to see some like immediate action when it comes to plants, and that definitely can give you a little bit more confidence, and that which further encourage you to expand your plant collection. First, I have over here this guy and this guy. So these are my two oxalis in my collection. They are the smaller leaf version. I actually don't have the larger leaf type oxalis. These are the one that are just tiny little baby leaves. I have gotten these probably late winter, maybe like late January, early February, and they have probably doubled the size since. They're all kind of shifted to one side because they're very light sensitive. They're also a lot of fun to grow because these are one of those type of plant that, similar to prayer plant, they do react to sunlight. So during the day the leaf will open up and at night it will close in. These have been growing since the day I got them, and they are definitely one of my fastest grower, which therefore the confident boosting. And they're really beautiful too. Definitely add some nice color to my collection. So next I have here Mother of Thousand and Mother of Millions. And the reason why they're called that, as you can see, they have little baby pups at the end of their leaf, both of them. These are fast grower, especially for succulents. I believe these are both in the Kalanchoe family, and I have gotten this one. I've gotten in a it was included in one of my early January order for an agave actually, and I don't know if the seller purposefully included it or it just kind of fell in, because these little baby, they do fall off quite easily. So it could have been like that, and I just it just happened to be in part of the package. At that time I didn't know what it was. I kept the baby and I grew it, and this is what came out. And this is only from early January to now, and it has become a full plant that's giving me more and more babies. It's kind of a little bit problematic in the way that I mean, I do enjoy it. I think it's beautiful because it almost look like this is actually one of the few plants that my mom actually like in my apartment. It kind of give it almost like, it has like a little bit of lace trimming on the side, and but yeah, the problem is that because so many baby plants are so readily available from these, because it's not like other plants where you have to propagate them by the cutting and wait for the root to grow. These are ready. These are plants that are ready to go. So what happened is that I have kind of ended up with a lot of them, a lot more than I want. This is only one tray. I have more. These are like weed in my house. I don't really want a million of Mother of Millions, but I don't have the heart to throw a perfectly healthy baby away. I just don't. And I kind of, it's right now I'm trying just to ignore the one that naturally fall off, because I just can't have more, and I have already given so many away that I don't even know what to do anymore. But they're definitely confident boosting if you want to feel like you're a super green thumb. Here we go. Mother of Thousand and Mother of Millions. And after that, another really good plant to for confident boosting is the Tradescantia family. So over here I have the purple heart, and I actually also have the smaller one. This is a Calicia. repens. And these are commonly known as the wandering dudes or the inch plant, spiderwort. There's a few different common names for them. But these are definitely very fast, and they're very easy to grow plant too. These little guys over here, I got them as a few little cuttings, and that was included in one of my Facebook purchase as a gift. The cuttings barely have any roots, and I kind of just tossed them, like I just laid them on the soil. I gave them a little bit of humidity then, and the root just started taking within like 2 days. And I've only had these for, I received them probably around early May. So this has only been like 2 weeks, and these much already grown. And they're just such fast grower. And it's very exciting because once they're long enough, they'll start trailing down and, you know, having their own little draping action going on, which will be very fun to look at. And this guy, this is the one that I have for a little bit longer. He came to me in a mystery bundle. This particular plant shop have a mystery bundle for their B grade plants. And by that they mean that these are plants that they're perfectly healthy, but they probably have some like cosmetic damage that it's not good enough for them to actually sell them at full price. So this was one of the 5 plants in the bundle. When I first got it, it was just a couple little stems. It looked a little bit scrammy, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. But then it just started growing. I got this during the winter, and it has put out so much since. And this is, I actually have snapped this quite a few times. I probably broken this at least good 5 times, and it just keep pushing out. It just keep pushing out more and more. So they are very resilient, and they're definitely confidence boosting. So over here, I have my first begonia. Actually, it's one of those angel wing type, but this is the smaller leaf. I believe this is called my little sherry. When I first got it, I believe it was just like one stem that's about like that long. And since it has pushed out so much growth already, there's not a time that I look at this plant it doesn't have a new leaf. Every time when I look at it, it's definitely pushing out more and more leaf, and it's so beautiful. It has flowered for me once. It has a little white flower, which is really, really cute, and the tiny little white dots or the silver dots on these begonia, it's very shiny too. So they're very beautiful in my opinion, and definitely confidence boosting. So much that I actually got 3 more of the angel wing type begonia because of this, and I cannot wait for that 3 to acclimate and start growing in my apartment. So over here, I have my polka dot plant. Polka dot plants is probably no stranger to a lot of people. You see them pretty readily available in most like nurseries and even sometimes supermarket. I got mine at Whole Foods. It was on sale for like $2, so both my cousin and I got one. Anyway, they are fast growers. If you want them to be more compact, definitely give them more light. I have not given mine enough light, so they got really leggy, so much that it kind of fall over. And the thing with this is that the polka dot plants actually, I think they shed the bottom leaf very easily. At least mine does. Every day there's more little leaf shed. So over here is all stem. There's only leaf at the very front. But because they drape down like this, it kind of create a nice pattern, which I actually do very much enjoy. And the top over here, start filling out again. They pushing out some little new growth at the very base. I think maybe because right now it's spring, and that's why it started doing that. But yeah, it started now filling this part up again, and I am giving it a little bit more lights now than I was before. So the front part is staying pretty compact. These are, every day I look at them, they're pushing out more new leaves, and so even though they are shedding, like this one is ready to go, it's almost starting to turn yellow. So even though they are shedding quite often, they are also growing very fast. Definitely confidence boosting in that sense. I know a lot of people don't like their polka dot plant when they start become leggy. That's why I propagate mine originally. These are actually my propagation. I gave my mother plants away to a friend of mine. They're just easy and fast growing. They don't like to be dry. I actually keep them pretty moist. Basically, whenever I see the top is dry, I toss more water in, and they've been growing just fine for me. What do you think? Confident boosting. Over here, this is one of my big baby. This is a caladium. Right now I have 3 caladium growing in my collection. This is one of them, and she's definitely beautiful. I have gotten this through a Facebook group. During the acclimation, she probably lost like half or even 2/3 of the leaf, but they grow back so fast. As we speaking, there's 3 more shoot coming out, and come on, isn't this just beautiful and confident boosting? These are definitely, well, I mean, right now it's definitely the season for them, spring, summertime. And from what I know, that they do go dormant in the winter, so I believe, going into the colder month, the leaf will start falling, and eventually you have to dig out the bulb and preserve it till spring again to plant them right back. But because they do that every year, they are very fast grower, because this is just within a couple weeks that they're able to push out this much growth and this make such full plant, and they're so colorful. So it's definitely one of those plants good to have in your collection if you want something that's more than just green. I mean, these come in all type of color. There's the pink one, the red one, the one that is all white with just a tiny fine little green edging there. I don't know what to do with you. You're just so gorgeous. Okay, here is my other super resilient plant. This is, I believe, it's commonly known as a leopard lily, or a silver squill. And these, when I first got it, it was only like, I believe, like 2 or 3 stems, and now it has pushed out to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stems, and I have 2 over here growing. I have 2 more, actually 3 more little shoots over here coming out. And these, I have definitely snapped them a lot of times, and they just keep pushing out. Every time I break them, they've grown. This particular stem over here, there was once as big as this probably. I completely head chopped it, and it just put out more growth like nothing. So they are very fast grower. They respond very well. I do keep them pretty moist for the most part, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. This is easy, fast growing, definitely confident boosting. A little bit delicate because the leaf do snap off very easily. I have like bumped into it a couple of times, and they just keep falling. But other than that, it's confident boosting. Okay, here's my little tree. This is called the Aralia Fabian. It's one of those, I think this is commonly used as one of those bonsai tree. Oops, it's dripping. This one I've gotten probably during the fall, and it was just a couple of these smaller leaf over here, and I kind of just let it be, and I do water it whenever the soil get dry. It has a pretty well drainage mixture down here, and it just keep pushing out new growth, and the leaf keep getting bigger and bigger. These are not even the biggest one, because I actually recently gave it a trim, otherwise it was this tall. And the biggest leaf are probably not this, like just a little bit smaller than my hand. I don't have a huge hand, but it's definitely about another ½ an inch out from this one. I had this closer to the inner part of my apartment, where it does give indirect light, but nothing too bright, and it still grow like crazy. So yeah, it's definitely a surprise for me. I just really like the structure. That's why I originally gotten it, and now I just enjoy the growth, and I kind of let it do its own thing. I'm not a bonsai artist, so I don't know how to do the whole bonsai art. This is definitely a good and fast grower, which gave me a lot of confidence throughout my plant journey. And you're peeing on me. So one of the most common plants most common beginner plants, at least when people first start their plant journey, is philodendron, or also pothos. Those are very commonly put together because they do have a very similar growth pattern. I'm only talking about the common like vining type. Over here I have the velvet the velvet leaf philodendron, or also commonly known as the micans. And I also have one of my first philodendrons is just the regular green one. I also have like the neon pothos. So honestly, any of the more solid color ones are very fast grower. This guy is so long, so long. I have trimmed this probably 3 times since I gotten it because it just keeps pushing out more growth, which is wonderful. These are just my little champions. My other two, one of my neon potho is sitting in my bathroom, and she's also a champ. She has gotten so full that it's starting to become part of my shower curtain. And I also have another philodendron, which is actually sitting on the top over there. That's the regular green one, the heart leaf. And she is I kind of mount her on the wall and letting her climb. The one with the variegation, they're still easy plants. Not gonna lie, they're still very easy plant to care for, but they're nowhere near as fast as these, because when there's variegation, that means lesser chlorophyll, which lesser chlorophyll means less light process, which means less energy and less growth. So for my slowest one from this whole pothos and philodendron family is probably my marble queen, because that is majority white with green speckles, and she is a slow one. I gave her the most light, and she's not even vining it. She's kind of just pushing out her arm at this point. And the golden pothos is also my golden potho is also pretty slow compared to my neon pothos. So yeah, so if you want a confident boosting one, and if you want one that's just faster growing, definitely go with a solid option. And if you like one with more of an interesting leaf, I will go with the micans, because I do love that velvet. And a lot of these kind of velvety leaf, if you put it under the sunlight, it gives you such nice, beautiful sheen, and they're just gorgeous. So yeah, they are my little champions for confident boosting. And lastly, I have basil. I know, it's not necessarily a house plant. But we do commonly grow them in the house, right? This is my basil. He's huge. I actually started this guy from this little stem right at the center over here. It was a leftover from cooking. I purposely left a little stem to root, and once the roots start taking, I pot in the soil, and it started growing like crazy. It was just like one little step with a huge head. So I decided to chop it, spread them out a little bit more. So yeah, now they're growing more and more. It's like a full bush. And the thing with these kind of plants, it's like similar concept with the polka dot, is that when you cut it, at the cutting point, it will put out 2 more growth. So whenever you cut it, it's like that remember that kind of like dragon looking monster in Hercules, the purple one? I forgot what's it called. But every time he chop a head, 2 more head come out. Every time he chop a head, another head come out. It's like that, build a little plant. So this is definitely a confident booster for sure. I don't even use that much basil, so I'm not even know what to do with this. The new way to use these that I found is actually add them into my smoothie. You can try it. It's not bad. Or my berry mix, at least. So yeah, that's all. As always, I ramble along so much. I hope you guys don't mind like hanging out here with me. If you have any of your idea of the confident boosting plants, please let me know. I would love to hear that. And that'll be all for now. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.